Hey guys, sorry I was gone for a little bit. I was just dealing with some personal stuff in my life. But I'm back, and today I'm gonna be covering recapping and ranking every single Fortnite season that has existed. So grab a snack because this video, I bet you, is gonna be very, very long. So anyways, let's start with the first season ever, Chapter 1, Season 1. Yes, Chapter 1, Season 1, the beginning of it all. Now, honestly, this section's gonna be kind of short because, well, there really wasn't much in Chapter 1, Season 1. You know, Fortnite was new. So, yeah. There's not much to this section, besides that Fortnite came out, and it really wasn't that popular at the time. As we know, soon it will become very popular. So honestly, I'm gonna give this season 7.5 out of 10, simply because there wasn't much to it and it was the beginning of the game. So yeah, moving on to Season 2. Now we are moving on to Chapter 1, Season 2. This season introduced the all-famous Battle Pass. The skins, while mediocre at best, they were pretty okay. Black Knight obviously being the fan favorites, and and this season, or this section, is also going to be short because all the season really had was like the Battle Pass, Christmas event. Yeah, get it. I'm going to give this season a 7 out of 10. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not gonna match with our next season. Chapter 1, Season 3. Almost the peak of Fortnite hype. Chapter 1, Season 3 really is what really started to kick off Fortnite into popularity. The Battle Pass was a major improvement from last, with new iconic characters like Dark Voyager and John Wick. And this time there wasn't 70 tiers, but there were 100 tiers this time. And it was a really fun season, honestly. Double Pump, I think, got nerfed a little bit in this season, but that didn't stop people from having fun. It was also the season when Easter was first implemented, and when Ninja and Drake broke Twitch viewers for the most viewed Twitch stream. It was a crazy time for Fortnite, and it's when the first Twitch Prime Pack also came out. I don't remember it exactly, but it was pretty cool. But it's also when the Fortnite storyline started to kick in. Meteors came crashing down onto the island, and honestly, at the time, that was really insane. And there's a giant meteor in the sky just waiting for it to be hit, just waiting to hit the island. And people thought that it would hit Tilted because there were signs going around all of Tilted. Well, little did they know they were wrong, but I'm gonna save that for next season. Next season we get into. And when you put the sound of the big meteor into a spectrogram, then you will just see take the L. Wow, Fortnite. Wow. Big troll. Just huge troll. Anyways, I'm going to give Chapter 1, Season 3 an 8.5 out of 10. It was a really good season, honestly. Really good season. But, in my opinion, this next season is probably my favorite season of all time. You'll see. Chapter 1, Season 4. This season was absolutely incredible. First of all, The meteor did not hit Tilted as people expected, but it actually hit Dusty Depot, destroying one of the buildings and the beloved factories. No! But this season, honestly, was so good. In the divots, there's hop rocks, and it just made you like jump really high. They introduced sprays this season, which honestly, who uses sprays? Let's be honest. Who honestly uses sprays? But it's a really fun season. There's a meteor, and it introduced the first member of the 7, Visitor, which the 7 will become very important later, as we know. And the battle pass was just mwah. And also, this was the season that gave us the first live event, the Rocket event, which shaped our next season to come up. Honestly, this season was really, really awesome, and I'm going to be a little bit biased here. Oh, and also it introduced a shopping cart, the first vehicle, which would spawn many, many vehicles after. I am giving Chapter 1, Season 4, the first of this video, a 10 out of 10. Just absolutely incredible season. This is when Epic was really trying with their seasons. And how can I forget Orange Justice? Just an incredible emote. Anyways, let's move on to the next season. Season 5. Season 5 introduced a whole new desert biome to the island. It had Paradise Palms, which was a really good POI. It introduced a Diplodocus and Westworld. Just Westworld was utterly incredible. Utterly incredible. And we also had Viking Village, a pretty nice POI. We also had Lazy Links, my favorite POI of Season 5. And they ruined Dusty Divot. Completely ruined Dusty Divot. Oh, and they also added the ATK, a vehicle. Really fun, but now that we have cars, I think cars are better. Duh. Sorry, I have a cough. The Battle Pass was pretty cool. Introduced Drift, which is my favorite skin. And honestly, he's one of the main reasons I started making Catalyst, because I saw a female version that has different color styles. This is a good skin, and the rest is history. But the overall, Kevin the Cube sinks into a loot lake that sets up the next season we're going to talk about after Season 5. But honestly, I'm going to have to give this season a 9 out of 10. Pretty good season, but honestly, it wasn't the best. It was still really good. All right, the next season. Chapter 1, Season 6. Not a bad season at all. Not a bad season at all. It was a pretty good. The cube stuff, the cube shards were really good. I really liked them. And Battle Pass was pretty okay. Pets, they were super annoying. I hope Fortnite never makes a mistake like that ever again. The cube event, that was a pretty good one. The cube event was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was awesome with the butterfly and everything. But besides all of that, I'm probably going to have to give. Oh yeah, quad crashes are added. I'm going to have to give Season 6 a 8 out of 10. It wasn't the worst season, But let's just say next season it's gonna get a little icy. So grab your coats and let's talk about the next season. Chapter 1, Season 7. Honestly, a really good season. The Battle Pass was really cool with the Ice King, Frog, Lynx, Zenith. Honestly, pretty cool. It had planes, which was... We had raps, which... it's still kind of weird how Fortnite introduces stuff. We have a Marshmallow concert. And this was the season that introduced creative mode, so like it's gonna be pretty cool. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give this season a 7.5 out of 10 because it was really cool. The introduction of creative mode was awesome, but this next season, get adventurous and also get ready for a lot, and I mean a lot of heat. Chapter 1, Season 8. A pretty good season. I'm going to introduce the treasure map. We had pirates. We had a volcano. That's what I meant by heat. And introduced the all-famous Peely. It added the first bow, the boom bow. It had an awesome Avengers Endgame collab. That was just... awesome. Sorry if I'm I have a sore throat right now, so for me it's kind of hard to breathe and talk at this rate. Sorry, I should talk about Season 8. Season 8, yeah, like I said, was pretty cool. The live event, those brain dead kids voted for the drum gun, and the charade tilted for the first time. I'm gonna give this season an 8.5 out of 10. This is also when I kind of started to step away from Fortnite, but obviously I would come back. Alright, now we go into the future. Chapter 1, Season 9. We are in the future now, and honestly, this is my least favorite season of Chapter 1. This is the longest break I took from the game, actually. The Battle Pass was mid, besides Singularity and Bunker Jonesy. Bunker Jones. Let's be real, Bunker Jonesy carried the whole Battle Pass all the way through. You can see him on screen here. He just carried the whole Battle Pass. But there were some good parts, like the World Cup and the final showdown. I'm gonna give Season 9 a 7 out of 10. And yeah, the final showdown was a really good event. And Singularity, aka the Paradigm, took out what would be known today as the 0 point. And it was getting unstable. When I mean unstable, I mean unstable. Which an unstable 0 point will lead us into the next season. Chapter 1, Season X was an underrated season. The Battle Pass was incredible because, well, it had Catalyst, so you already know I'm gonna be biased. There were Rift Zones. There was Gotham City. There's a Borderlands POI. It was really cool. And honestly, it would have gotten a 10 from me if there wasn't a certain vehicle in the game. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. This season, a 9.5 out of 10. It was super underrated. It would have gotten an easy 10 from me if mechs weren't in it. If mechs weren't in it, then this would have been a absolute 10 out of 10 season. And of course, the Black Hole event, which leads us into the next chapter. Fortnite Chapter 2. we are now on a whole new island with new POIs to explore. And now there are boats. This season, it was just fresh, absolutely fresh. The Battle Pass, okay, but this season was fresh. The only downside was that it lasted so long and there were barely any updates. So the game just kind of felt really stale. So I'm gonna give this season an 8 out of 10. Now, get ready for next season. Make sure you have the plans, because the next season we're gonna cover, we're gonna get a little sneaky. Now this was a season. Honestly, Chapter 2 Season 2 had one of the best battle passes with Meow Souls, Midas, Maya, Agent Peely, Brutus, Sky, Tina. This season was incredible. The POIs, the mythics, the introduction of vaults were all incredible. The way you choose with Ghost vs. Shadow, the device live event that first introduced us to the Imagined Order. This season had everything, and it had a Deadpool yacht. It was just, God, this season was incredible. And helicopters. I'm gonna have to give this video a 10, or no, this season a 10 out of 10. Like it was so good. Words can't even describe how good this season was. Chapter 2 Season 3 was a nice, relaxed, chill season, and a bit of time out from all the crazy device stuff happening. The island was flooded, and we were able to ride sharks, which is awesome. The 2 best skins in the Battle Pass were probably Fade or Kit, or maybe even Aquaman. He's not wearing a shirt right now. But this season didn't really have a story, just kind of chill. This season introduced cars, which that's a major W. Your own custom umbrella, that's a major W. And Chug Jugs came back. It was great. The one thing I did not like about the season in any way was Marauders. But overall, I'm gonna have to give this season an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty cool, but we got a comic at the end of it that reveals what will be happening next season. And let's just get into it. Chapter 2 Season 4 was the first fully crossover season. The entire Battle Pass, and I mean the entire Battle Pass, was based off of Marvel. So this season was pretty big. The Galactus event was incredible. There's a lot of really cool skins. The Halloween event was okay, but there were a ton of mythics in the season. A ton of mythics. And I mean, my favorite one was probably the Iron Man T Unibeam, or probably like Thor's hammer striking down. But like, this season was incredible, and I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Alright, now on to the next season. Chapter 2 Season 5 was honestly my favorite season of Chapter 2. It had one of the best battle passes in my opinion, with the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, Mancake, Lexa, Menace, Predator. Mancake was my favorite skin. He was just the best. The Butter Barn, Salty Towers, Colossal Coliseum, Stealthy Stronghold, and my favorite POI of the season, Hunter's Haven. This season had a lot to it. It had a lot of crossovers, which was incredible. I personally I love this season all the way through. It was just incredible. So I'm gonna give this season a 10 out of 10. That's how good this season was. The only part I didn't like was the Mandalorian aimbot. Anyways, the next season was trash. This next season's trash. Chapter 2 Season 6 was absolutely trash. The introduction of wildlife and those raptors. The loophole was the worst loophole ever. just the battle pass was except for Agent Jones was the only good skin, and let's see, the Zero Crisis was pretty cool as well. This season was just I just didn't like it. I honestly I just hated this season. With my gut. So I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. The worst score of this video goes to this season. But the season after this was honestly pretty good. So let's take a look at that season, shall we? First, sorry if the screen's a little low, I don't know why. But Chapter 2 Season 7 was an absolute blast of a season. An absolute blast of a season. We got aliens, we had all this incredible all these new weapons. Superman, Rick and Morty. This season was so cool. But it had a lot of crossovers like LeBron James, and this season was just all over the place. Now I'm gonna give this season a 9.5 out of 10. It would have gotten an easy 10 from me if he kind of like Max, if UFOs weren't in this, or like at least if they nerfed the UFOs like down to the ground, then this season would have been a 10. Otherwise, this season was pretty cool. Now let's move on to the final season of Chapter 2. Chapter 2 Season 8 was a pretty good season. The Cube returned from the Season 7 live event, and this season was pretty cool. Had the sideways, which is kind of like the upside down, but this season was pretty fun. The end live event for this season was awesome. I'm gonna give this season an 8.5 out of 10 because the caretakers were just annoying. But now we are finished with Chapter 2, and now we are heading over to the flip side. Chapter 3 Season 1 was a phenomenal season. First of all, we're on a whole new island. This time, we are actually, there are biomes, the new POIs, a brand new battle pass featuring Spider-Man. We have the Spider-Man mythic. It also introduced sliding. The foundation was too OP. The weapons at the beginning were okay. They got better and better over time. But Colombos were in this season, so that's a big W. Tilted came back, so that's a big W. Weather effects were in the season, so that's a big W. And this is the season where my channel got really popular. Like, I posted my Poppy Playtime and it got really popular. But we're not here to talk about Poppy Playtime. We're here to talk about Fortnite. And this season just was absolutely great. Brought many players back. So I'm going to give this season a 10 out of 10. Just an absolute phenomenal season. Just, it was so good. But towards the end, the Imagined Order started to come back. And little did we know, a war was on the horizon. The biggest war we've ever seen, which leads us into our final season that we are covering. Now we are at the current season we are in. At the time I'm recording this, Chapter 3 Season 2. War has broke out across the island. It's now 7 versus the Imagined Order. And this season, so far, has been incredible. Right now we are leading up to a live event where the mech is coming back. I think I mentioned that in the intro, but I don't care. But this season, there's blimps, jetpacks came back, Colombos were vaulted, unfortunately. And we have battle buses, tanks. Please, never add tanks again. This season, honestly, it's good. It's like at the time I'm recording this, it's not over, but it's been really good. But honestly, also, yeah, building was removed, so that's a big W. Yes, sir. I'm gonna give this season a 9 out of 10. If tanks like mechs and UFOs, if tanks weren't in it, or like if they were nerfed, then this season would be a 10. But I'm gonna leave that right here and let the outro begin. So that was it for this super long video. Thank you so much for watching this video. It took me actually it only took me 3 days to make this. It really didn't take that long, but yeah. Just thank you so much for sticking around. I had so much fun editing and making this video. I honestly I honestly really enjoyed it. Here is on your left is a video I recommend. On your right is my Bendy Gamer original that's going on right now, and subscribe. All right, bye bye.